Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing well. And yes, the festive season has already begun with so many festivals in India this month, and even Eid is coming up quite soon. So I thought of creating a couple of projects related to that theme. And for that, I thought of creating something that is useful. So I indeed first thought of a bookmark and then I thought of coasters. So for that, you can see that I'm using MDF boards and covering it up nicely using the pink color chalk paints. Now the thing is, if you really wish to go and use primer as a base, for example, if you want to use gesso, you can do that. You can start with applying primer and then go for chalk paints. I did not want to use gesso. I don't know, I was not in a mood. So I thought of going with two layered coating of the chalk paint that I'm using. These are from Itsy Bitsy. So the bookmark I used pink color, and for the coasters I have used yellow color. So using a sponge, you just see me dabbing right on top. Once the coats get dried completely, I then go and apply the second coat. And that's how you do the coating. And the consistency of these paints are quite thick, so they're not see-through. You don't see the MDF base. And I was quite satisfied with the way it turned out. Now for the bookmark, I'm going to use this stamp set from Mudra. I love this stamp set. I've been having it for a couple of years now. And I'm going to do some heat embossing. And that is why I first used the anti-static powder, and this is the Versamark embossing ink. It stamps clear. You don't get a particular ink shade, you just stamp it and you have a clear stamped image right on your project. Now using ultra thick embossing powder, I'm going to generously pour it on top like this, and the extras are automatically getting collected in this funnel tray. This tray from Dress My Craft is really useful. And now it's time to do some heat embossing. So I'm using heat gun tool, and automatically once it starts melting, it dries clear. And this is the first time that I'm using embossing over chalk paint. Okay, so initially this is the first time that I'm using, and also in my first attempt I was quite satisfied with the way the ink got melted. But later on, you'll see in this video, when I used it for the second time, I actually got to see that the more heat gun I used, it picked up the color of the chalk paint of the bookmark. You'll see in a bit. So now what I'm doing is using a star from the same stamp set and repeating the same process. Only this time I am going to use gold embossing powder. So the moon dries clear, but the stars will appear to be golden. And this is a very dark golden that I've used. If you wish to use silver or any other color, you can do that. And stamping using this tiny box of ink was quite a challenge because it kept flipping. But nonetheless, it stamped well. And again, I used the powder and the funnel tray so that I can pour generously. Anti-static tool helps the powders to stick only in those areas where you have stamped. So yes, anti-static powder is really important to keep your projects clean. Alright, again it's time to melt the powder using heat gun. Now on the camera you might not see its effect, but when you actually do it, you will see that the powder starts to melt. And see, since this is the second time I'm using heat gun on the same bookmark, The ultra embossing powder which I used for the moon has started to pick up the color of the chalk paint, and I loved how it turned out. It was actually beautiful to see. Okay, now that the embossing is done, I'll put everything back. And in between each step, it's so important to keep cleaning, to not only keep your hands clean but also the surface area clean so that your projects don't turn out to be dirty. Okay, I'm using a distress ink in the same shade and just giving a minute touches here and there. Now for the edges, I'm going to use distress. This is the artistry ink pad, fine wine, and I'm going to distress the edges using the same shade. I love this shade, and apparently for most of my projects I've been using this now. So once all the sides are completed, I'll keep this project aside for now. Let's start working on these coasters now. First I'll apply glue like so, and using this chain to stick it on top of the glue and go around the coaster like this. These chains are pretty common and you can find them at any local market. And like this I have covered all the sides of the circle using this chain. Now friends, you can even do this project with your loved ones at home. All the siblings can get together and create these projects in bulk and have fun gifting it to your loved ones, because indeed this is a lovely useful project, a lovely useful uh, handmade gift that you can gift someone. It will indeed make someone's day. So yeah, this is how it looks like, and after completing all the four, it's time to decorate now using these mirrors. Again applying glue, and I'll use my tweezers to pick up each mirror piece and stick it side by side. Again, you get these at the local store, and I'm enjoying how it is turning out. I don't have anything in my mind, I'm just going with the flow. And that is why I had to stop in between my recording, because even I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. But now I am. So basically, I'm going to use the light green color for the border and dark green color for the dots. And that's what I'm going to do for all the four. Light green border and dark green dots without leaving any space. Now my hands were tired, so I thought of punching out some stars using this gold mirror paper. And now I'm back using the same technique and completing the project. So approximately there are 5 rounds of light green borders and 5 rounds of dots. Okay, this is just an approximate that I'm giving you. And in between I've stuck the star. Repeating the entire process for all the 4, you finally complete this project. And once you complete, if you look at the project, it actually looks like, you've added those beaded things, that come in the market and people are using these days. But that is not the case. You have just used acrylic markers. Okay, now for the final touch up, I'm using an eyelet and making sure that the bookmark has a ribbon as well. So I'm using this green colored ribbon. It's a little thinner compared to the usual thick ones that I use. And once I just thread it in, I'm going to tie a knot and secure the ends using a lighter off camera. like this. So yes, these are some useful gifts that you can give to your loved ones on the occasion of Eid. Hope all of you enjoyed watching this video. Wishing all my viewers a beautiful, blessed, happy Eid. Yes, Eid Mubarak everyone. Thank you. We'll meet now on next Friday. Till then, take care everyone. Bye bye.